Hello everyone, today I'll be doing a full recap on everything we know about Wonka 2. As you know, my latest video on Wonka 2 was a release speculation, so let's do a deep dive into Wonka 2. Before the official development of Wonka 2 came, we had speculations of Wonka 2 as early as September 2023. That was 3 months before Wonka actually released, and director Paul King back then said he'll only do a sequel if the film makes good success, although Wonka is a standalone movie with a beginning, middle, and end. Paul King didn't seem to hate the idea of making a sequel to Wonka. And Wonka has made a huge success at the box office in December 2023, meaning this was enough to make a sequel. In February 2024, Paul King and Warner Bros. Said they wanted a sequel to Wonka. Paul King was talking about ideas for a Wonka 2, if they can find the right story, saying, if they can come up with something it will be made, and if they don't come up with anything it will just be a standalone movie with no sequel. In June 2024, a World of Real article said Wonka 2 might release on December 17, 2027, as it was listed as untitled Warner Bros. Family sequel, which many thought Wonka 2 would release on that date. In October 2024, production list had Wonka 2 shoot start the 5th of January 2026, and it had filming location as LA, which I didn't find accurate, because Wonka was filmed in the UK. Development of Wonka 2 began on November 2024 when Paul King was at the Paddington in Peru premiere event. He confirmed Wonka 2 was officially in development with half a script written. Even then, people still thought December 17, 2027 was Wonka 2's release date. A month before I found out the December 17, 2027 rumor was false, I asked everyone in April 2025 what their expectations for Wonka 2 would be, and mine was this: what are your expectations for Wonka 2? Mine is, I know Paul King teased international traveling, but that could be one scene, so I hope for more of Wonka's factory too in Wonka 2, since we didn't see much of it in the first one, the 2023 one. Also, I don't want Noodle to appear on the sequel as much. I like her character. She doesn't belong to Wonka, she belongs to her family, aka her mother. Her story wrapped perfectly fine in the first one. I want this sequel to focus more on Wonka, and wanna see him interact more with Lofty and meet new people. Also, instead, if bringing back the same villain like Slugworth, bring a new main villain. Then on May 8, 2025, the rumored release December 17, 2027 for Wonka 2 is 100% false. It was actually meant for Lord of the Rings Hunt for Gollum. This left me surprised, but it also meant we no longer had to rely on that December 17, 2027 release anymore and speculate more releases. As 5th January 2026 came, there was no article mention, set pic leaks, or any info of Wonka 2 being filmed on that day. I guess this rumored shoot date was quietly debunked, as we heard fuck all on that day. There was a bit of mention of Wonka 2 in late January 2026. It was finally our first Wonka 2 news of the year, obviously its title and release reveal yet, but I feel like Warner Bros. Are saving that for CinemaCon or something, or after Timothy's Awards, which end in early spring. Also, we need to find out when Wonka 2 is actually filming, because the rumor of being filmed January 5, 2026 is clearly debunked, and through most of January Wonka 2 on IMDb still being listed as pre-production kinda gave it away. That rumor got debunked, and through most January Wonka 2 on IMDb still being listed as pre-production kinda gave it away. That rumor got debunked. On March 1, 2026, Timothy Chalamet's IMDb profile got attached to Wonka 2. In April, a new, more accurate filming date, late August, by reliable and Daniel RPK, was announced. This is likely the real shoot start for Wonka 2, and Saoirse Ronan rumored to be casted in Wonka 2. For now, this casting is just a rumor. And I said this before, but I'll recap on it. Wonka 2's release, as you all know, Wonka 2 was rumored to release December 17, 2027, and Warner Bros. Debunked that last year by claiming Lord of the Rings Hunt for Gollum is gonna release on December 17, 2027. And with Netflix's animated movie Charlie vs. the Chocolate Factory is releasing next year. I believe that instead of releasing Wonka 2 next year, it's best to release it in 2028 instead of next year. Especially since Wonka 2 will begin filming this late August, that's a similar time to when the FJRST 1 got filmed back in September 2021. Now I have 5 2028 release speculations. I wouldn't be surprised if I end up being wrong, but I will be very surprised if one of my guesses are correct. So I was scrolling through WB's 2028 releases so far, and they have Oh the Places You'll Go March 17th, Evil Dead Wrath for April 7th, Final Destination for May 12th, Dynamic Duo for June 30th, The Hello Kitty Movie for July 21st, The Flood for August 11th, Gladys on September 8th, and The Lunar Chronicles on November 30th. So my guess is either sometime in February 2028, early March 2028, late May 2028, mid-July 2028, or August 2028. These are just my guesses. I could be wrong, I could be right. A release reveal should come around May or June. We'll see what happens. Then if a release happens, by then as we approach May we'll likely hear some more stuff about Wonka 2. Last month, we heard a more accurate filming date for Wonka 2, which will be late August unlike the earlier one from production list saying the 5th of January, 2026 LA, and now that it's May I wonder if we'll likely get an official release date on Wonka 2, because it's already been a year since the December 17th, 2027 release date was false. As WB claimed that one for Lord of the Rings Hunt for Gollum, and I dubbed WB, is gonna move its release date, just because some fans desperately want it to be released on December 17th, 2027, when there are so many other available release dates for Wonka 2. I mean, it wouldn't make sense for Wonka 2 to begin filming late August 2026, and release a year after filming began when the previous one was filmed late 2021, for an early 2023 release only got delayed to late 2023, because of COVID. I think Wonka 2 will likely release in early 2028, and I think WB can manage it, because it's already been 5 years since COVID ended. Anyways, hopefully we find out more details on Wonka 2 this month. I mean, if filming is in August, then either later in this month or early next month we find out its release.